Namaskar and a very good morning. Welcome to the audio cast from Kotak Securities. I'm your host and guide Anindya Banerjee. Global cues एकदम decisively bullish for the dollar and इसके लिए dollar index continues to march higher. But उसका असर on the USDINR is not there. No prices to guess why. It is clear, at least from the price action, कि जिस हिसाब से central bank is intervening, they are not in any mood to let the USDINR go to a new all-time high. Now this is a bit puzzling because RBI, as I said in the past, have not really tried to draw a line on the USDINR एक particular level पे, unless and until the volatility has been very high. और अभी, as I said, the volatility has been exceptionally low for a very long period of time in USDINR. In fact, अगर relative basis में भी देखें, तो it is one of the strong, least volatile currencies in the world. It is a major outperformer. मतलब it's quite strong relative to its peers. ये situation में to continue to define and defend a particular level is a bit puzzling, but we can understand maybe RBI is saying that they don't want it to cross to an all-time high 83.30 के ऊपर. But at the same time, ये एक major risk create कर रहा है in the system. It is a pure human psychology what happens here. Ki everybody is watching this price action. They are talking about it. And they are all saying that RBI doesn't want it to go. Which means, in case it does, due to global factors, then all these traders who are waiting on the sidelines, they will all pounce into the market. Matlab, एक suddenly, जो अभी demand is not there, a big speculative demand or hedging demand, that will come into the market in a big way. So that is something we need to be careful of. As regulators too, they need to be careful of. क्योंकि अभी जितना demand उनको feel हो रहा है when they are intervening, when this particular level breaks, because it has now become a talk of the town, a narrative, then this demand is going to go up by some X. And that will be something to watch. Because उस time पे अगर in case ये breakout होता है, in case, because जिस हिसाब से डिफेंड हो रहा है तो इट्स वेरी हार्ड टू से, बट इनकेस अगर ब्रेकआउट होता है एंड उस टाइम में अगर आरबीआई नहीं आता है इन अ बिग वे, बिकॉज दे हैव टू देन बर्न इवन बिगर रिजर्व्स टू कीप इट क्वाइट. अगर नहीं आता है देन दिस ऑल इंटरवेंशन विल बिकम फ्यूटाइल. बट एनीवेज द पॉइंट इज, जो फैक्ट है अभी वो है कि लुक्स लाइक द सेंट्रल बैंक इज not wanting to let the USDINR float above 83.30 or 32 levels, which will be a new all-time high. So that is the upper cap. और lower base जो अभी आज के हिसाब से, क्योंकि आज US bond yields have surged to a fresh high, तो ये situation में plus dollar index is strong, equity markets are down. ये situation में for USDINR to fall significantly is difficult, क्योंकि RBI शायद won't like to hammer the price rate down because it doesn't make sense. Because if you do it today, NDF may recover हो जाएगा and tomorrow it may open at the same level, so it doesn't make sense. So हो सकता है we can once again be for a very very narrow range day like it was yesterday. 83.15, 83.10. So there are multiple now support levels, right from 83.20 जहाँ पे अभी ये trade कर रहा है offshore में, all the way down to 83 levels. So it's a buy on dips. Stop loss रहेगा 83 के नीचे on a closing basis, but don't expect any big gains. So it is, if you are looking to do day trading, unless it pulls back to 83.10 or lower levels, then you can play for a bigger up move. Otherwise 83.20 के अगर 17, 18, 20 के आसपास hover करता है, then you don't have much to chew. So maybe you can play for 2-3 पैसा, 4 पैसा at max. But in case अगर 83.30, 32 break करता है, then of course it's a major breakout bullish trade, and then one can use futures to play long. Short straddle, short strangle, yes, it is working because volatility में थोड़ा सा हल्का सा implied vols में हल्का सा improvement हुआ है. But at the same time it is stuck, the spot prices and the future prices. But keep one thing in mind, be prepared to adjust your position अगर in case ये 82.80 के नीचे breakdown देता है या 83.32 के ऊपर breakout देता है, तब तक you can continue to be short straddle and short strangle. But be prepared to adjust your position on a break or take the stop loss. Keep that in mind because these are unlimited risk trades. Cross currencies में Euro INR, GBP INR, both remains in a downtrend. Yes, they are oversold. एक pullback can happen any moment. But कल US jobs data के बाद मतलब जो job opening data था, that came in very strong. और जिसके कारण these currencies have come under renewed pressure. So intraday में the bias is downward. Any spike can be an opportunity to sell with adequate stops. येन में कल शायद बैंक ऑफ जापान ने इंटरवीन किया था, जिससे कारण ड्यूरिंग द यूएस सेशन, जिससे कारण वी सॉ ड्रॉप इन द USD JPY, बट दैट इज अ टेम्पररी ड्रॉप बिकॉज जिस हिसाब से यूएस बॉन्ड्स हैव कंटिन्यू टू राइज एंड बैंक ऑफ जापान इज डूइंग QE बाय buying their own bonds, it will be difficult to keep the USD JPY down. In fact, the situation is becoming very dangerous. We need to watch because जिस हिसाब से US bond yields are rising, something might break in the global financial plumbing. और एक चीज जो बहुत ही डेंजरस हो रहा है वो है नाउ द जापान. Remember last year there was a big fiasco around the UK bond market, UK fiscal policy and the collapse in the pound. I fear that अगर ये current surge in the yields, obviously the US yields cannot surge every day, but अगर मैं बोल रहा हूँ over the next let's say 3 to 5 months अगर US yields continue to rise with corrections, with pullbacks in between, तो फिर ऐसा situation आ सकता है जहाँ पे we might see a sudden collapse in the yen prices in spite of their central bank intervention. और वो collapse में the Bank of Japan could be pushed to the corner to abandon its yield curve control, and that can play a havoc with the global financial markets and risk assets. So that is something I'm watching, but that something may happen over the next 3 to 5 months, depending on if the US data and the US, especially the jobs data, and the US yields can continue to drift higher and stay higher. So that is something we need to watch. We'll talk about it. In fact, we covered it in our last morning note. So that's something we need to keep a watch. आज के लिए yen INR will be largely range bound, but higher levels we expect selling. So that's it, folks. This is Anindya Banerjee signing off. A fantastic day ahead.